It's Friday Night Frenzy.
Ah, boy. Welcome back, sports fans, football fans, to the Friday Night Frenzy brought to you by Jerry's Outdoor Sports. Our thanks to them and our thanks to you for joining myself, Mike Kretz, and this man to my right, Mr. Derwin Worrell. 8 months here covering sports, but you're getting your first taste of Western Slope football. How do you feel about it?
I like to see hard-hitting football, guys leaving it all out on the football field, some deep passes. Got some good highlights. We'll see what we got into tonight.
Oh, yeah, we've got plenty of great football coming your way. To that end, it's hard to argue there was any team here on the Western Slope that was better than Montrose football last season. They have had the name change, but will it change their brand of ball? To answer that question, it came in the form of a tall order for the 4A playoff perennial Palmer Ridge. Let's get you out to Montrose right about now. And yeah, Montrose fans, they love to see it. Red Hawks ready. We're ready too. Let's open up these highlights with what else? A counterplay, a big gain, avoiding disaster with the heads-up play from the teammate right there, picking the ball up. Montrose looks like they're going to get on a roll here. A nice pass from Gage Wareham to Sanders, and you're going to see more of it. But here on fourth down, the pitch and catch, it goes through his fingertips. Palmer Ridge's turn, and they got to the air quick, and they got to the air often. It's Derek Hester hitting up Casey Fackrell. D-backs, you're going to have to buckle up those chin straps. It could be a long night this time. Hester leaves the pocket to buy some extra time. That purchase nets him a handful of big yards. Oh, a big hit, too. Flags for roughness, and the Bears, they can't quite capitalize on third and goal. The pitch, it hits the dirt. Montrose recovers, but they can't get anything going offensively either here on fourth down. Going to go with the old-fashioned fake, but it lands incomplete, and this time the Bears are going to make him pay. Gator Robinson, he puts Palmer on the board first, 7-0, but signs of things to come. How about the Montrose on the other side? The handoff goes to Demarion Lopez. He was rumbling and bumbling out there. Montrose knocking on the door, and the turnover bug hits at an inopportune time. TJ Sanders loses the ball as he's getting taken down. Bears, they take over, and they go to work in the second Hester-Fackrell connection. Yeah, it was alive and well. Fackrell, a big-time problem out there for sure. Later in the same drive, going to take a crunch for this effort, but hangs on. Credit that catch and credit the Bears. They punch the Red Hawks in the mouth. Robinson punches it in, 14-0, but the Red Hawks ready to do some punching of their own. That left hook, it comes in the form of the state heavyweight champion, Demarion Lopez. He was eating contact out there, stumbling and rumbling, like I said earlier, just turning out yards, turning out touchdowns too. Montrose, they're going to punch right back, 14-7 when we had to hit the road. Let's take a look at the full screen. It turned out to be a nail-biter. It was teasing to be. Palmer Ridge take home the win, though, 35-28. Up next for Montrose, yet another playoff team from last season in the form of the Fruita Wildcats. That game is here at Stoker Stadium. Speaking of Fruita, it's time to bring in our own Mr. Derwin Worrell.
Hey, man, we had two Western Slope teams, Central versus Fruita, and this was a really nice crowd at the ball game to support both teams. Central didn't win a game last year.
Yep, that's right.
And then also you had Fruita Monument. They went to the playoffs last year. Let's see how this game turned out between these two. The Warriors were chomping at the bit to get at this one. Great crowd, great atmosphere in this game, but it would be Fruita that would get on the board first as Corbin Rowell gives it up to Wyatt Sharp, who pounds his way in, 8 yards out, 7-0, Fruita at that point. And then now with time running down in the second quarter, Rowell with the screen pass to Kason Stiegelmeyer. He's loose in the other side of the field. And with 3.9 left, you would think they had enough time to spike the football, but they don't get that one down. Time runs out. It will go into the half, 7-0. Third quarter now, Fruita driving, but Rowell's pass is underthrown. Tristan Dean with the interception, but Central would not capitalize on that. Still in the third, Fruita's going to go back to the running game. Stiegelmeyer. He is going to break loose, and he is free. Touchdown, Fruita, 14-0 at this point. And now, late in the fourth, Central just trying to stay in this ball game, trying to keep it close. 4th and 1, and the quarterback, he's going to punch it through. That's Devin Hickey, but too little, too late, as Fruita is going to walk away with the victory in this one. They win this contest 14-7.
All right, thank you, Derwin. Let's get to the 4A scoreboard from last night. Junction, they needed 6 to tie it up in the fourth. They got it, and they did one better in overtime, scoring the touchdown along with the 2-point conversion. Hung on, won at 21-13. Tigers matched last season's win total in just 2 games. The upward trajectory we saw at the end of last season seems to remain pointing that way. Now let's welcome in someone last year's Frenzies viewers will recognize, our Jocelyn Stafford. She's back with us. She was in Hotchkiss tonight. Jocelyn, what do you got?
Well, Mike, we're heading back to the stomping grounds of the North Fork Miners, a team that went 8-3 last season, falling short in the playoffs. Tonight, the Miners take on a familiar opponent and one of the only teams to defeat them last year, the Meeker Cowboys. Will they face the same fate tonight? We're about to find out. It was rainy at first, but it all cleared up once the Friday night lights turned on and the fans showed out. The home team taking first possession. Hunter Moreno gets the ball rolling with a nice short pass to Daniel Owens, gets the chains moving down for a first down. Getting into a tough spot with 4th and 4, still feeling confident early in the game, but they'll take their chances. Couldn't even keep up with Dylan Prescott on this play. He runs it down the sidelines, and yes, folks, that's going to be a 1st and 10. Enjoy it now, Miners fans, because it won't happen again. Meeker's defense waking up, getting the major stop on 4th and 1 for the turnover and first Cowboys possession of the game. And let me tell you, these boys came out swinging. Dagan Dade taking the handoff, running it up the middle. Looks like he's going to get a few yards until Casey Brink helps him out, picking up the ball, and there's no stopping him. Talk about perfect timing. The Cowboys making their way to the 33-yard line. Inching their way into that end zone, Cade Blunt wants some of the action. He's going to run it up the middle here, weaving through all the red and black and coming out victorious with the Cowboys TD, looking at 7-0 Meeker in the first. The Miners looking like they got a hitch in their giddy-up, but that's all about to change right now. Hayden Moreno makes the insane catch off a perfect throw and even fighting for a few extra yards on top of that. Sitting in the red zone, the other Moreno looking to make the pass to the outside here, but it falls right into the enemy's hands. Running all the way down the 50, the 40, the 30. If you see that dot all the way down the field, you'll spot Casey Brink with another breakout play, getting the Cowboys' second score of the night. 14-0 in the second, and Meeker never looking back. Let's take a look at that final. Looks like we didn't get to hear the cannon go off for a North Fork touchdown tonight. It was all Cowboys on this one with a final of 28-0. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jocelyn. Let's take a look at 1A action from last night. Cedar Ridge opened the season at home. They pitched the shutout on the Peyton Panthers, winning 27-0.
All right, well, as for the Olathe Pirates, they had a late change to their early season schedule. They're going to be playing their game against the Del Norte Tigers tomorrow. Speaking of things coming up, you're not going to want to go anywhere because we've got more Jerry's Outdoor Sports Friday Night Frenzy coming your way.